What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Street Topics. It's your host, Chris Holmes, as always. And you see the topic at hand. Yes, we are talking about this election, and we're talking about Biden stepping down and a whole bunch of things that's happening in the political world, as well as I may butcher this woman's name, Kamala. Help me out, Jason Harris. I know I just butchered her whole name. I had a whole colleague that named him something else. Kamala.
Biden.
But I have my two guests on there. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we're going to go into this introduction of video. As
y'all well, you already know the one and only the J, the ASSIEM from In the Trenches, Josh Sim, and of course my co-host, Dr. Baker.
Yes, sir. Y'all don't play. Oh, this is not In the Trenches. I'm just a guest on Chris show. I was going to say that.
Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
My little thug song.
You know, go ahead.
Yeah. I forget what the music, but it's good to
next
be
time,
here.
It's cool. Next time I'm gonna have your intro music. We're gonna have our intro music. We're gonna do it like that. Next time.
Well, I'm gonna change my intro, but it's good to be here, guys, and we're gonna have a very needful conversation with the permission of you guys tonight. At least let's give some credit. Not some credit. Okay. Well, we need to discuss another issue. I think we need to bring attention to the young lady that was killed in her home.
Yes.
Yashim, I sent you some videos, a ton of them today.
Before we dig deep into all that, let me go ahead and play this video because we're going to dive into that in much more.
Let's rock.
And don't cuss me out because it is from Fox, baby.
Can you put me in the back room for just a second? Backstage?
I'll put you in the back. Okay. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we have some breaking news as President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. This happening just moments ago. You are taking a look at the letter that he has just issued, and we are going to read it in its entirety. It says, "My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today." It goes on to say, quote, "I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it had been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I have always, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America." The letter signed Joe Biden.
Let me add Baker back. So you heard it. Biden's official letter to pretty much tell the public of the reasons why he is stepping down, and pretty much to say, "Hey, I'm passing the torch to Harris." Oh, have a little take. But so, what do y'all think about that so far?
I know Baker is on mute right now, but my thing
Oh, you go.
is my thing is this. They mentioned that he's done stuff for veterans.
Oh, I knew you were going. You had to put your glasses off for this one.
As what Baker would say on In the Trenches, that's some bullshickety. Simply because he's trying to claim what, and I made this known. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. Okay, but he's trying to claim exactly what Trump did for veterans. That's what he's trying to claim because that process was already in motion. He hasn't done anything for the veterans at this point.
So what
I
you're
had
saying
this
is,
debate with relatives and what have you, and even individuals. He has not.
okay. I
He
know
ain't
you about
done
to say
shit
something.
for veterans.
Look, let me say this, and this actually came from several of my professors that mentioned this as well. A lot of times, the things that the previous president has done, the next
Exactly.
president gets credit,
Exactly.
and that came from multiple of my own professors at my own college.
Exactly. And that's the
Because a lot of
problem.
times, like in the process of while you're in the house, the things are still in
Exactly.
momentum and motion, and it doesn't really get going until
Exactly.
you exit it out.
Exactly. That's why that's why, Baker and I always saying, let's be real, niggas need to read. Because if you understand the government process, you understand that what they're talking about is what the previous president has already done, and it's just already in motion. He hasn't done anything and if he does, it won't show up until the next presidency what he's done. That's the same way when you come to the economy. What they overspend now, you won't see until the next presidency,
I think
right?
what the problem is, like we have, like, because look, I used to think the same way. Is like while the current president is in the house, you think whatever he puts in motion is going to happen immediately, and I
Okay.
think that's what most of the American people are thinking
Okay. So
wrong.
let me ask you this question. Why you think that way? Where did you get that idea from?
I, like I said, I don't think like
No,
that
no, no,
now, but
no,
like
no.
I don't know, I
Well,
know.
let me
No,
say
no,
this.
no. Where you get that
No, no,
idea from?
I'm about to answer that because I guess
Okay.
like we're in this world of like, especially now we want things instantly, and so if we see someone in charge and they say or claim they do all these, things of action on TV, we're expecting immediate action, and then it doesn't really take us long for um us to get impatient, and then we're going to retaliate almost immediately.
Okay, I got what you're saying, but the question is, where did you get that idea from?
Yeah, I can't really just say too much. I'm just saying, it's just that's what
Did
I
you
thought
get that
naturally.
idea because that's what you heard? That's what you expect? Where did you
Expect.
get that? Okay.
I would say expect.
Okay, so now you're proving what basically what Baker and I have been seeing. Because you didn't get it out of a book. Because you didn't read it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the expectations that
Because you didn't
I
read. Because if you didn't read, your expectation wouldn't be what it is. You got what I'm saying? So
that,
if
or if
you
I
would
wasn't that, or if I wasn't
Let me
told that,
light
because I no, let
on the
me
young
finish, because
blood.
like I picked that up because after my professor told me.
okay,
Then I was paying more like in college, and the average American is probably not going to read about politics like that on
I,
the everyday
okay.
basis.
So
We
now
said
you
that
After I
got
already.
had,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Because people and it goes back to what I said in the beginning. If people do not read, then they are in a false illusion of how things should be, ought to be. Just like people think the president has all his great powers, and they don't.
So, but just Sim, I want to say this. Read, yes, I do agree, but I want to add to that as well. I think it's also your internal, influence, whoever is your circle is, because
But
whoever you're listening to, if they don't know, they're gonna pretty much tell you certain information. That's what you're gonna believe. Let's say if
Okay.
you have like a group of people who like go or disagree with what we're talking about because they have the expectation set things to be done right now. They wasn't taught or seen or helped told anyone had anyone tell them otherwise. So like their peers or whoever's in that circle is going to keep telling that same information.
But
Gotcha.
Joshing
Yeah.
and Chris as well, is my sound coming through?
Yeah, it's coming
Hear a
through.
little bit of an echo. Just kidding.
I don't know why. But the question is, these people fooled us.
Yeah. They fool the
And
fools that don't
they
read.
have been. Oh, for the last 2 weeks, they've been talking about old crazy Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He has been
Oh, crazy
saying,
Joe.
I will not run. I mean, I will not stop. I'm going to stay in this race. See, it's all a game
Mm-hmm.
to raise that money.
That's it.
I'm sorry about that, echo. I'll fix it in a minute. But here's the thing. As long as Joe remained in the race, he had to get that money flowing right. Now, Dami Kamladi raised 81 million 24 hours later. The low information voters have no clue of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be honest with ourselves, come to the conclusion it's all about the money. They're deceiving us. In
Politics
a
always been like that for the longest.
And so, therefore, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the topic tonight is why Crippled Joe must go.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
if he don't go, the money won't flow.
that's and that's all it is to it. And like I was talking to Baker the other day, because he and I had this conversation. And how is it that women, Harris goes to a don't I'm neither Republican or Democrat. I've said that several times, but also too, she's a soror. Okay. The thing what I don't like is the fact that just because we're in the same affiliate organization, that doesn't constitute that I have to agree with everything that you say or agree with everything that you do
And
or
that's the problem.
support you
That's the
when you're
problem
wrong.
with
And
America today.
so what I'm saying is this. You had black women within 24 hours, right? And Baker and I spoke about how much money is in the black community that we waste every year in trillions of dollars. And how can you raise in 24 hours at $10 a pop a person minimum, right? $1.5 million when that money could have been used in the black community to make everything get better,
That's not
be
their
better,
agenda.
and not be dependent on the government to do what it's doing. We are wasting our money and we're not prioritizing. If we can do that, why aren't we doing it for our own community? So, and there's really no excuse, but I know those that's watching and is listening will make an excuse. How can you, by any means on God's green earth, you can raise $1.5 million for a campaign, but you can't raise $1.5 million
For
to
your own
help
community.
for your own community throughout the United States. You're on mute.
Baker, unmute yourself.
Y'all keep me on mute.
Man, you muted yourself. Don't even play that.
Chris, pull up on the Googleation.
Not the Googleations.
Now, I know Jasheen has said 1 point something million. It's 81 million.
That's the total.
hours.
That's in total. But for the women that she started off asking, it was $1.5 million. $1.5 million. And then you have all these black organizations that is raising all this money to the sum of $81 million, but you can't raise that kind of money
now I get
to
your
help
point.
and fix the black community.
I get your point. So it's like,
and then you wouldn't have
season,
gentrification in the community, because then you can have that money in the community to do what? You have that money in the community to teach people how to manage their finance. You have that money in the community to teach them how to basically purchase a house, maintain the house, keep the value of the house up, and not have the value of the house go down. Teach them how to invest and not be in debt as much as they do. How can you raise $81 million in 24 hours, but you can't help the Black community? And then on top of that, you claim that you're not Black, but you're Asian. You are of Indian descent, which is fine. That's her mother's side. But you never claim that you're Black, even though you went to a HBC school, even though you pledge a Black fraternity, Black sorority. You do all of this, but you won't claim the Blackness. But yet, at the same time, people want to overlook how she slept her way all the way up to where she is now.
She went to sleep like
no, she screwed her way all the way up till she got
a screwdriver.
No, it was a screwdriver, all right. It might be that position, but at the same time, you want to dismiss all of this stuff that she's done, but then you don't want to dismiss any of the negative stuff Trump has said and done in the past. If you're going to be fair on both sides, not just one and not the other. Fair is fair, no matter what.
Okay, so let me go ahead and throw this into. So if you mentioned that, let's not also leave out the churches, because if that comes, because a lot of times churches are
an organization.
A huge component as an organization and campaigns all the time, especially in our neighborhoods. So let me add that into the discussion as well. Go ahead, Baker.
Well, my thought is this. I said this some time ago on In the Trenches. There's no difference in a pimp, a politician, and a preacher.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I think you need to say that again, because they're going to be like, what did he just say? I know that.
That is correct. I would say it for the low information vote. There's no difference in the pimp, the politician, and the preacher. Don't make me add the other P.
Go ahead.
This is punk. I love saying that just to hear that whip. Get it, sexy. Get it, sexy.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Here lies the truth, people. Jashim and I was talking, like he said, is Black America, I know y'all like that title, is this. It's not enough for you chocolate people to get a president elected when you make up only 14% of the population.
I'm not throwing out statistics out there.
Well,
because we need to know.
You need to.
The Black people vote don't count, but they racket and racketeering and loud mouth and victim mentality.
That's counts. A huge one, especially victim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And here's the thing. Most Black folks, I'll mess with y'all tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
Here they come.
Know why they voting for comma. That's what it's called, comma.
That's how she slept her way up, because she had a whole lot of comma.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh man.
They're not voting politically. They voting the comma.
How they voting?
Exactly.
Because I was about to say that too.
And that's all we do. Y'all voted.
We do that I guarantee you, if you go down the street and ask
voted
people
because he was Black. Y'all wanted a Black king.
And that, even though I'm happy that happened, but that is one of our weaknesses. We don't actually look for the details and actually history of the campaign candidate.
Okay,
and so we just be like, oh.
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask y'all this question, because I saw a video. Yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't think about it in depth until I saw the video that someone posted that had a superb point of view, right? So
What's the video called? I can probably look it up as you talk.
I'm about to send it to you, and what have you. The thing about it is this right here. They want the black votes. They want the African American votes. I know Baker doesn't like that, but let's use that term right now. They want the African American votes, right?
Can I give this to Spontaneous? Because she is our narrator, moderator, pimpulator. She always. I just wanted to pause and say thank you so much.
Yeah, I think.
She makes. One more time for she deserves it.
One more time. Let me go ahead and pull the uncle.
Take a bow, Queen. Go ahead, Joshua.
But the point, man, the point that I'm bringing is, think about it, African American. But look how the game is being played, as what Baker says. Now let's pull a layer back, as the video that I'm sending you, Chris.
Which one you want me? As I load it up, which one?
It's gonna. Oh, this one, it says it's too long. So what I'm gonna have to do is just somehow. I won't be able to show it. But the point is this, right? These people are immigrants.
Okay.
What do I mean? We got Obama.
No, we don't have him.
Well, no. I'm just let's stick with me. We have Obama, right?
Let me speak. Yeah.
Look at the parents. Are they actually Americans? Now
no, that's gonna be highly debatable.
No, his parents aren't, but he was born accordingly here in the States, in Hawaii. Okay. Now let's look at Harris. Look at her parents. They're immigrants.
Right. I do, yeah.
So why is it that they put those type of individuals in that spotlight, in those positions, versus someone who does not have parents that are not immigrants?
So what you're saying is, like, you want someone to be completely American?
No, I'm just saying, just look at the pattern.
I'm saying that. Okay, pattern. Yeah, I do see that.
Look at the pattern. Now, if you're gonna have anybody that's supposed to be up on the dominant culture, who they will decide to represent, not for us to decide, but for them to decide who they want for us, it's people who have immigrant parents that have not really a connection to the Black community.
So let me try something. I know we have people watching us, and maybe spontaneous can poll the people for us, ask this question to chime in. Why 14%? I'm gonna start calling y'all the 14%. What's your reasons for voting for Harris? Because that's we're talking about, why did Joe have to go? It just makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Wait. Because I know some of y'all out there like him. He's not just physically crippled because he fall down.
Mentally there too.
He's mentally crippled. So he have to go. The problem was this, Joshine, if you go pull up the archives a year ago, we talked about that.
Yeah.
I told you all we was going to come to this. Trust me, I remember. But we blinked and we didn't think it was going to happen. This man, we knew he wasn't going to make it. So the problem was always been with that liberal party is this: where we gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want this woman, and still don't want this one. They got
But
to
who else
act
they got
like
to
they
go
want
to?
her
I mean, they
because
are
it's the
acting, but who
money.
else?
It's
Of course,
they
yeah.
want the money from the 14% of our community.
They're not giving no money. Listen.
No, I didn't
Joe
say they was
go-
giving it. I just said that's what they want.
When Joe didn't go, the big money giver
Drop.
pulled out the money, and they said we're gonna stop the flow. Now this was 72 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
When he decided to say, "I got to go," the money started flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got
You
an
have to
interesting comment that
understand
Arcia brought up.
something. The money makes the party, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, makes it flow. You look at these other guys that I think are pretty good, but I wouldn't waste my vote on. West, John F. Kennedy, and they are running at 1%. They know they're not going to elect it.
Because
So
the
look at
money
this.
is not there.
Money.
It's the money
I
not
get that.
there.
I
They
want
may
to
be
comment there.
good,
So,
but they don't have that money flowing.
all right, just
But
but I want you to look at this comment too. Do you think this was all planned along to bring the vice president in?
Of course. Of course. If you
well,
ever worked in the
let me get-
government, if you ever worked in the government, there's
You
always
Cushites, listen,
there's
you
always a
Cushites.
strategy. There's always a strategy. There's always a backdoor that the government is going to always have and it's going to always do for a just in case moment. And that's why blacks do not have a just in case moment. That's why we're always in the position that we're in, because we never think ahead like the government for a just in case moment.
They think years ahead. Years.
Well,
And
no,
they never
I want to
study.
do something. If y'all, if my good Democrat brothers allow me to, you two brothers,
You Democrat.
it's polled the
Oh,
people.
it's just
And this is what I want to know. Type it in the chat or whatever,
Google age.
or the Google it. And this is what I want to know.
And possibly share
What
just
you
like
voted.
Arcia was talking.
Why would you vote for Harris? And do you understand? I'll give you some information to help you. Is this the same one in California that locked up innocent
Thank you. I'm
black
so glad you
men
brought that up.
left and right
And
and
she's
didn't have
pushing
no
it.
regards and was proud about it?
And she's pushing it.
All of a
She's
sudden,
pushing for the
she
black
go
men
from
to help
being-
raise her that money.
Yeah,
Yep.
and want us to,
And not to mention,
not me, but she wants
Not to men-
you liberal people to join. It's same way as the lynchman who y'all claim was hanging y'all in town center at noon.
Mm-hmm.
See, Negroes, Cushites, will accept a lynching if it coming from their own people.
And you're right.
We'll turn our head
like nothing even happened.
with this our people. She's lynched us, not me, socially, economically, financially, mentally. And then you want to put this dancing, giggling piece of, don't make me go there. And
So
I'm
then-
calling, let me say this. This is really going, I'm finna get you shut down, Chris. I'm finna get you
Yeah,
shut
like it
down.
ain't happened before.
Because I'm going to say
All right,
this.
bounce.
It happens to you always. They're going to shadow ban you, shut you down. In my opinion, which I'm entitled, she may be an intellectual, but she ain't smart enough to be president of the United States. And it's sad that people are pushing their own agenda to get her in there to further their agenda. to
Exactly.
snatch babies out the womb,
Mm-hmm.
to keep the partial birth abortion activity going
Mm-hmm.
in the name
Mm-hmm.
of the United States of America. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
people. Wake up.
So
Joe need to go, and so does this lady. Now, let me say this. I told Joshine this week. We were just on a casual conversation. Joshine, you remember when I think it was last night. I said, guess what's coming? I told him, I said, I want to be the first to go on record. Something is about to happen. And I said, from the time we're talking now, that was yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to see some weird things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready.
and act like
They're going to do
already
what you
started.
call wag the
AGB
dog.
Parker, I needed to be charged up.
You need to be charged up. That's what the last woman said. You need to come. Who does that? Y'all need to charge her up.
I'm trying to
She
find
said she need
Jacin's
to be
video.
charged up. Oh, my.
Go ahead.
But understand this. See, here's my problem. Joshine requoted it. We just don't research and read.
No.
We don't know nothing. Most of you Negroes don't know nothing
Mm-mm.
about this old woman.
Mm-mm.
With her Jewish husband, which I don't have nothing against that, and her adopted children.
Mm-hmm.
And she don't know she black, white, light, or damn now black. But she is a chameleon. She become conveniently black now.
And that's what I noticed in her
like
pattern.
Fool,
Right.
chuckling, I hate her laugh. And see her coming. Now, they talked about Trump, how he has difficulties sometimes with the teleprompter.
Mm-hmm.
Where y'all new nominee that's going to be nominated president, she had some problems tonight. Listen, people, understand you must vote your conviction. Stop voting black. Stop voting white. And I know they're smashing this politician who said, Biden said, I want to put a black woman. He did say that. And he didn't just say a woman. He wanted to put a minority woman.
And that's the key.
Our
And
politics, right?
And that is the key, is when people hear, but they're not listening to understand, to realize how they're about to get played before the play is put in place.
This part of the system's been going on for the longest.
And Shia has a good point. Show that again.
She's talking about that money. Is that $6,000 that Trump gave to Harris? See, a lot of people don't understand that. But I want you to pay attention why it's number one, get ready for the wag the dog. They're going to do something to distract us while they try to slip this. But I got
simple-minded folks. They're going to distract.
Well, yeah, they're going to do a wag the dog. See, while all this is going on, nobody's talking about Hezbollah and what's going on over in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And none of that.
No, not with like how things are moving right now.
Yeah. So we need to go ahead and digest this food and understand that Joe had to go, because we're talking about. He had to go. It was going to happen either when it happened the other day. It would have been difficult if he would have made that announcement at the convention. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Some of these weak, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic need to go ahead and throw their hat in that ring regardless and upset everything by saying, I'm talking to you Democrat folks, to run against her. It's going to be a waste of time because people, I tell you what, anybody on here, you want to bet a cup of coffee? Who was the next president?
And they can't complain about not being able to afford a cup of coffee. They spending $10 a pop to raise 1.5 million by the females, and the overall 81 million in the short period of time, mostly within the Black community. And like Arshia brought up a point, some of the white women are voting for Harris because she's a female. So just because she's a female doesn't mean she is the right one.
And that's
She
like
does.
the most common
What
thing.
policy does she have that is not given to her or told to her? A policy that's original, that's her own. What is her policy? What experience or knowledge does she have for an international policy or for the international laws and things of that nature? What policy does she have that's not given?
Why
that she
haven't
wants?
y'all king put his money behind her? Y'all Black king.
And what are you referring to?
There's a lot of them putting money, behind her. I was watching one the other day with you that how much money that they're raising.
Hakeem Jeffries came out today, and the rest of the poverty pimps. But King Jesus, little Jesus, y'all little Black Jesus, the little black skinny 6 foot tall slick man that y'all had. He has not announced. Now, he don't care. It's all people. Look, it's money. Now, little baby Jesus is, when they give him about 20, 30, 20 million, I don't know. Baby Jesus would come out and say, George, y'all know baby Jesus. Y'all Black former king.
Arcia also made a good point there. They only highlight the good areas, not the well, not anything else, but walking to it blind.
Name something that she has done positive for all communities. And I'm tired of presidents running on what they go.
Well,
you don't hear the white community say, I'm running, and because if the white community get the dominant culture, get on the news and say, well, I tell you, I'm going to be the best president.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Community.
So let me play this video of what they have for her that they've tried to promote. So give me a second.
Let's see.
And I know you're about to tear this whole video up. Just give me a second. Let's see. This one right here.
How much should good car insurance cost you a month?
We don't care about no car insurance.
$120? Nope.
Kamala Harris is well known as President Joe Biden's vice president, and her background is really unlike any other person to ever hold this role. She is the first woman, the first Black person, the first person of South Asian descent to be vice president, and she traces her roots back to Northern California, where she was born to a father who's from Jamaica and a mother from India. And she has a younger sister as well. She grew up in a time period where there's a lot of civil rights activism, and she talks often about going to marches or rallies and strollers with her family, and really that's a very formative part of her upbringing. Harris went to college at Howard University in Washington, D.C., one of the country's most famous historically Black colleges. From there, she went to law school back in California and surprised a lot of members of her family by deciding to become a prosecutor. She worked in San Francisco and then decided to run for a district attorney in San Francisco, which was really the start of her political career. After serving as district attorney, she became California State Attorney General. And then when a U.S. Senate seat opened up, she ran for the U.S. Senate. She was elected the same year that Donald Trump became president and was quickly thrust into a very contentious environment on Capitol Hill, where she played a leading role in questioning and examining Trump administration officials and policies. Harris decided to run for president in 2020, but she didn't make it to the early primary states because her campaign faltered early on, and she ultimately became Joe Biden's running mate. After becoming vice president, Harris worked on migration issues, focusing on Central American countries that sent a lot of migrants to the United States. She also worked on voting rights, gun control, and then after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, she's really focused on advocating for abortion rights across the country as well. Not only is Harris the first woman vice president, her husband, Doug Emhoff, is the first second gentleman of the United States. They married several years ago, and Emhoff has 2 children of his own from a previous marriage, and they still have a home in Los Angeles and live in D.C.
Okay, so my question is this right here.
All right, go ahead and tear it up because I know you're about to say something about all this.
My question is simple. He missed out. He's trying to talk all the positive, which is good. It's fine. It's fine. But everything is not all positive. It's negative. Did he even mention or discuss how she slept her way up? Why is it that? Why is it the fact that who she married, she don't have no kids? What's the reason for her not having any kids? She's already dated and slept with a 60-year-old man when she was 29 years old.
Oh shit! God damn.
Named
Young Bug, you wasn't here.
So
I know.
So
do you know? Oh, hold on, Yashi. Do you know who?
No, I do not. I'm gonna say no.
Was it Montel?
No, that was before Montel.
Somebody else? Wait a minute.
She's been sexy red for a long time.
Oh man, that one deserves the gunshot.
But she did date
Give me my
Williams.
One more time. Come on.
She did. She did.
Give me one for sexy red.
So if you notice the pattern, she attaches herself to anyone that either has money, on a position of power, or influence.
Clearly.
And so, in doing so, pay attention to the pattern. Now,
and
you don't have any kids.
Run for president?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you don't have anything to leave anyone, no legacy or nothing. So, even though people think that's minor, it's really more major. It's the small things that gives you the bigger picture. But people are so slow and ignorant, well, they pay attention to the big things. They don't give you any additional information on the person. It's the small crumbs that put together that gives you the picture.
But you know, like the normal person is not gonna look for details all the time. They want everything handed down to them, just given. You gotta do some digging for that kind of information, which proves your point. But I'm just saying that's what's going on.
And then my other thing too, back to what Baker and I was talking about, people talking about Project 2025. And now blacks are all in the uproar about it. Okay. So let's look at it like this. Why in the hell are you in the uproar about it, and you in the third quarter of the game when you ignored the first and the second quarter when it was already out there? Because you failed to read and pull the players back to understand the government, understand the rules of the game, and they already have implemented.
Well, if you hit that one more time, I'm gonna call this woman.
They have already implemented all of this. When people watching Sexy Red, when people watching these females shaking their ass on videos, when they watching people running up and down on the field as football, or basketball, when they still, as Antonio Smith would say, they still slaves. Even though they're making all this money, they still got them in check because the money flow.
Now y'all know that Sexy Red,
oh God,
Red is gonna be in town in Houston, Texas, at Fakewood Church.
Did you say
this Sunday?
Wait, pause. I know you just didn't say. I know we're not talking about Lakewood.
Fakewood, yeah.
Lakewood.
And then she leaves Houston and go to
out of all
the
out of all the venues that she could have went to, that's the one.
That's why the money. She's doing
it.
Go to the slaughterhouse.
This is all about what Baker has been saying. This is all about
money.
I
gotta see this.
This is about money. most of these pastors don't care anything about saving souls. They want to say they pocketbook. They want to say they bottom line. That's all they mostly want to say. That's all. Them big churches, that's all they mostly want is the bottom line. Are we in the red or are we in the green? Make sure we have enough in the green and not in the red so we can do whatever we want to do.
So herein lies the truth. America
is a joke.
Well, the whole entire United States and the world, I want to just include everybody. I'm throwing everybody in the pot. Is that the politicians have tricked us. They have used every tool in their arsenal. They show up at your churches on Sunday morning, especially during election year. And all these big churches, most of them a bunch of liberals. Because they got 10 genders. All right. That's right. 10 different kinds.
Hey, just Sim, I got your video up.
They must stay consistent to keep getting the money. We got to stop voting because it's because they endorse what you want to be. You know what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what video we have? Because I want.
This is about a 1 minute video. It's the one that someone's trying to give me on TikTok earlier, and then I'll show the next one after this.
You giving them more time than you give me.
Mate, I'm playing the video.
Why black women are the fall of the black community. 44,000 black women got together on a Zoom meeting, and in 3 hours they raised $1.5 million for a woman who ain't even black to become the president of the United States. But you can't get together and have a Zoom call meeting and raise $1.5 million to help the black community buy land, buy houses, build businesses, build stores, build schools. But you can get together and put $1.5 million in the pocket of a woman that ain't even black. And we blame white supremacy. All of this money the black community is raising for Kamala Harris, you mean you can't do nothing for yourself? You can't put the money together to do something for yourself? Man, we need to be quiet as black people.
You show me. See, I haven't been a victim, and I'm sure that the dominant culture probably have victimized me silently, but I've been a victim. Yeah, your community. I feel your community. I talked to a young lady there yesterday. She has a business in Katy, Texas. And we was discussing her business. She go to Googleation because people don't believe. I know we got to go. It's called a taste of soul, food. But it's a very young lady, and she said to me, "Mr. Baker, I went through $2 million," and she said, "In our community, it's our people who don't support, but they come in when you announce." Now you say, "Well, Baker, what this got to do with Joe Biden having to step down?" It has to do with what Joshim said in the video that we just saw. We can come together and this raggedy woman and raise $1.something million, but won't put it towards education of the black community. And she said they come in her business, and y'all people, you know you Cushites or something else. Y'all come in and this is what you want. Give me a discount. Give me a hookup. But you won't go over to Mr. White's fish market in Longwy and Mr. Lee and Timmy Chain, because you're going to give them what they say on that menu, 3 wings and a patch of rice for $40. You're not going to ask Mr. Lee for a discount. But you come over in your black community and all these huts and these food trucks, and these are struggling small business, and the first thing our people give us a hookup or a discount, but the dominant culture is sneaking into our community, eating up the food that gave us the high blood pressure and the diabetes, and they paying the price. They ain't asking for no discount. They just want to suck down some turkey legs.
And that's been going on.
No. What it is what
now.
they didn't touch, and they didn't touch back then and wouldn't touch, but they trying to touch now since they know how we survive, because you have.
I'm selling jars of nuts.
Is those oxtails. Now they want to eat oxtails. So
And
that's
made 'em
why the
go
price
high.
of oxtails is jumped up so much, because they want it now.
Oxtails are traded now on the stock market.
The hell, what?
They went so high that the dominant culture didn't put them on the stock market.
Because now they want to eat it.
Oxtails are $900 a pound.
You're a damn fool.
Because the dominant culture started eating. Now, don't let me talk about that. Because they would, let me tell you a story, and we're going to get back. Let me do this. We didn't already messed up. Old Cushite used to work in the meat department. And the dominant culture would say, now you throw all that oxtail, pig feet, pig knuckles, intestines, guts, and nuts, put that in the dumpster. And the dominant culture caught y'all digging in that trash dumpster. He said, what you doing, Otis? He said, oh man, I take this home to mama, meaning the wife. And she make a good meal. That means out of the turkey leg, the guts, pig feet, tripes, pig tongue, pig ear, Negro eat everything on the pig.
Sure will.
And the man said, you really can take it home? He said, yes. And mama cooked and make us food. He went back in the market and told the other dominant culture fella, he said, start putting the price on that. They eating it. You get it? And now we got them eating it. That's why sometimes you just got to shut up.
And that's the problem, because a lot of them wouldn't know what we do if we didn't have Benedict Arnold's in our own people.
Yeah. Now we may need to do a show about stealing our culture.
Oh, that's gonna be a whole episode. Yeah, we are
stealing our
put that in the culture. So I
we
got the other video loaded.
Start eating fish and grits. We've been eating that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode. But I love what you're talking about. But let me show this real quick.
Go ahead.
But look, y'all, man, the Democrats are screwed.
Before y'all Democrats start trying to play the race card, I want y'all to understand this. Kamala is not black. Her kids is not black. Her husband is not black. She does not come from black culture. So don't tell me I got to support Kamala Harris because she black.
He said it first. Don't get mad at me. He said it.
The race pander from the Democratic Party got to stop. It's really that simple.
And they got me f***ed up. I wouldn't dare vote for no black bitch. Now that's nothing. Listen, I was raised by black women, but I wouldn't dare put no black woman in no motherfucking position of the White House.
Kamala Harris. Kamala have not done anything but laugh for the last 3.5 years. She ain't did nothing but laugh her way through.
You vote for that woman, watch what's gonna happen. Watch what's gonna happen. You have nobody but to blame yourself when it happens. Don't you vote for that damn witch.
They done messed around and let sleepy, creepy, geriatric Joe go. Black people ain't messing with Kamala Harris.
Now, on my notes, if y'all vote for Harris, you're going to have the same regret that y'all had when you voted for Obama.
Exactly.
Buyer's remorse. I want to return this, but it's too late. We can't afford to let this woman slip into office and we suffer with her for the next 4 years. This country will be open to so many attacks.
Not
because
only
the foreigners don't trust.
I don't even want to dig deep
women,
into. I mean, we might as well go to emotions
because they represent weakness.
Can I say something about that part?
You want to raise them?
You want? Can I say something about that part? Do I have the floor for this part?
Do raising regulation?
Pull trigger.
Why would you? Don't get me wrong. You know she's a woman, but why would you have a woman to be in control of a military force that's never served in the military, has a history that she has, to the point where when it comes down to kicking ass and taking names later, she has no balls. She has no guts. She has no guts. By no means to make the hard decision when it needs to be made in regards to protecting the I'm gonna say the United States, because you cannot, being in combat, you cannot you cannot defeat, you cannot by no means sit there, twiddle your thumbs, and just call out and say anything, and you get your people killed because you don't have enough decency, enough guts, enough determination, enough way of having the right people to give you the right information to be able to fight China, North Korea, Russia. The negotiation, this is not a game of checkers when you come to war. This is a game of chess in the game of war. And she's playing checkers, which she's playing with people's lives that's already in the military if she was to become president.
Now, put me on the ballot.
He said what he said. Go ahead.
And give me 1 year. Just one.
You want 1 year?
And then y'all can take it from there. And everything I signed in law must be permanent. I send us all back to Africa. Everybody.
Hey.
Understand something, people.
Sign me up.
Joe had to go. And Harris would go. Because we're not going. Black men, you're the head of your house, Mr. King.
Well, some of them, not all of them.
Well, let me. I'm
not
going
some
to
of
come
them,
back.
not all of them.
I'm gonna say it for you. Go ahead and handle them.
some
handle
of them,
man. You know me. You gotta handle.
I know.
I want you to do. Don't you vote for this woman? Black men, white men, Spanish, Jew, Gentile. Don't put her there. Don't do that. You might as well stay at home. She will do nothing, but her agenda will be further what she's doing. Gun control. She don't know nothing about gun control. I do.
Nothing.
You know how you handle gun control?
How you handle it? How do you handle it?
Control your flow. How many of them you get? Keep getting them. That's control.
Say
A
say
disarmed society is an ignorant society. Give me a whip.
I'm gonna give you this. Now I'm gonna give you a whip.
He's speaking truth. He's speaking truth.
Thank you,
because if the military forces right now is weak, because you have people joining in because they want to be a he to a she, and they want the military to pay for that bullshit, and people are getting out because they're not putting up with that bullshit, and then you keeping in raggedy ass people in the military that should be kicked out, but they're not kicking them out because they're trying to keep them in for the simple fact that The Manning is already at low. That's why they did what they did for as the draft, automatically draft. What are you gonna do if we get overran in this country? People got this fake understanding that just because we have toys, we can defend ourselves. But how are you gonna have toys if you got ignorant ass people that don't know how to work the toys and enough people to even work the toys?
Oh, look at this interesting comment. So, like Arshita said, Donald Trump did a convention about gun control at the NRA convention.
While he's looking at, let me say this. There was a gentleman, I can't remember where, I saw it somewhere on one of the news sources. He said the only way to get us out of this mess that we're going to get into is a civil war. You better listen to that.
And I've said that.
You've been saying it for longest.
I have been saying
it's coming.
This for over 20-something years. I've been saying it. If you read these books or any books behind back, if you read and pay attention to patterns, everything in life has a fucking pattern. If you pay attention to the goddamn patterns, you will see that eventually all the dirt's gonna come right back to the front door of where it all started, here in the States. And civil war is coming.
And it's not if. We're
when.
already there. You just say it. You're going to see some stuff happen. The ending, because we're coming to the end of the summer, we're going to troll into fall. But people, listen, in all honesty, if I didn't care about my friends that watch this show, the host of the show, Soul Production, In the Trenches, and the rest, is that if you're going to do anything, please, you owe it to your family to be ready, to protect, to serve, to watch over them. It's a sign. I said to Josh Sheen, the wag the dog is coming to distract us. They go do something. Now, I said, in all sincerity, nobody's saying nothing.
No one.
About this young girl where the cop walked in the house, shot her through the eye because she said, I rebuke you.
Are you serious?
Josh,
wait a minute.
I sent it to you, Mr. Producer, and you want to fire me because you say I don't do my job. Now send you clip. Pull up what I sent you. Shot her in the eye. It's on all news sources. It's on the main.
Bring it up, Chris.
I'm trying to search it.
Shot her. And you could tell.
Is it West Philadelphia?
Well, just look at it. It's on every site. It's on CNN. It's on 13. It's everywhere.
I know.
ABC. And that's going to lead up to something, people. Y'all better wake up.
Yeah, it is.
Host Josh, do you have those clips I sent you?
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
This
to
try
get
through YouTube.
No, it's gonna take time to get to him in the process.
Get to who?
Chris.
Oh, what kind of stuff is that? Well, we need to see that before we close. Can you
just talk real quick? I'm just trying to pull up on YouTube. Go ahead.
Just pull the girl, and I think it's filled up. It's a sad man. Listen, I support law enforcement, but this here, first time ever. I had my doubts about the rest of them, but this is unquestionable. It's foul. It's execution.
What was the location? Was it in Illinois?
Man, just
Baker,
put.
I'm trying to confirm.
Her name is Sonia something. What's wrong with you media producing people?
You're not giving specific details.
Well, it's all over the news. We in the media. We telling stuff where we watching. You got to keep up to date. You get off 102 and all of those stuff. Good body rocking, knocking the boots. And
well, you talking about that? Is it the one in Illinois, Baker? I mean, not Baker. The Sim.
I sent it to the producer.
I got it.
Put me in back. I gotta go pee before I see.
Oh my God! Why you go? We
Man,
are
pull
not
it. I
about
said
to.
send it to the producer.
Oh, as I load this up. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, this I've been saying Civil War even before I met my wife. Because if you really are a history buff in studying history, you see patterns. How in the hell United States can go around the world fucking with people, pushing their personal agenda so they can take whatever resources that other folks have, or to set up anything, and you don't expect it to come back to you at your doorstep.
It's just going to. It's like you got to be out of your mind for you not to.
Did you
By the
find
way,
it?
back it is. I'm about to play it for you now on YouTube.
So hold on before you play it. Let me talk since it's my story.
Go ahead with your little go.
Here is what I've said to Josh Sheen the other day. There will be a wag the dog. Now listen carefully, people. This broadcast is live right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this with all clarity, because this story is not just on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's on mainstream media. Now watch this while I'm saying this before we play it. It's on the local, your local in every city. It then went international. And you know you good Cushites are good at marching and burning up your community. We are about to
say that again, because we did that not too long ago.
Another drastic destruction of community. The wonderful thing is that they fired this boy, and if you hear him, she did something very powerful. She said, I rebuke you. And watched it. She knew something, listen, people, was going to go down. She told them, hand me that Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said to the other officers, there was a headshot. She gone. He literally shot her through the eye.
Mm.
That's your sister, your daughter, your grandmother, your mother, whether she black, white, or what. We got to put a stop to this. But this is what the politicians, both Democrat and Republican, more so Democrats, have increased and started. At the same time, this happened the other day, because it's one of us. I don't know why, because every life matters and valuable, but it goes up. But today had a guy killed an officer, then another one shoots multiple. But nobody, we sleep. But this story is going to get a lot of news in the midst of Harris becoming the Democratic nominee, Biden stepping down or falling down, and on and Trump. Now watch this. Give me credit. Pay me for what I know, damn it. Okay? Now watch this.
A director
From
of the
a
Secret
couple of weeks
Service
ago, Trump was shot, Biden resigned, Harris become the nominee, and you got this young girl that we're going to play the story that was killed in her own home when she called law enforcement for help. Something ain't right, people. Play the video. Give me a whip.
You will? Oh, Lord.
Applause. You knew that too. Y'all didn't know this. This is my story. Let's roll the beautiful bean footage. God forgive me. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Shooting of a mother shot in the head in her own kitchen after she had called 911. Alex Perez tonight with the video and a warning here. It is disturbing.
Sheriff's office.
The just-released body camera video shows Deputy Sean Grayson and his partner responding to Sonia Massey's house in Springfield, Illinois, after she reported a prowler. Massey, at times, struggling to answer questions.
What is your last name? Not think about your last name.
Then, when deputies say she can remove a pot of boiling water from the stove, the situation changes in an instant.
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better shoot your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Chris, pause. Now I want you to pay attention. Is to this. This woman violated no law.
She did not.
This
was doing
woman
nothing wrong.
called,
Not even no kind of threat.
Listen, she called because there's evidence that somebody had been in the house, and this cycle of this situation happens so fast, people are leaving out some clues. There's a vehicle in her yard that has been totally damaged. She was no threat. And she even said, good to see y'all, love y'all. And this skinhead, I don't care if he white, black, if he was a black, this was wrong. And listen, I'm calling for people to march. Now, y'all always talking about no justice, no peace.
Peace.
Listen,
this is a perfect opportunity for
a
that.
civil war is imminent. It's coming. And you're going to have, you can call them what you want, the Trumpster, the bombers, the whatever, the Bomberites, Bidenites. You got to understand something has happened. Now, the reason I say pause it, because this story is not black or white, Democrat or Republican. This is why Biden must go, because there's no law and order. Here's the thing. Today, the director, I think, if I'm calling it right, of the FBI resigned.
You mean you're talking about the Secret Service?
Secret Service.
Oh, yeah, after that near.
Yeah, she resigned.
Yeah.
Because both parties, bipartisan, drilled her to the T. One lady cussed on live TV. She said, "You full of shirts." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But watch this story and mark this day down. Okay? That Baker said. And that's a good title for one of us. Baker said so. That's what we need to do. Because Baker said so.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a whole highlight clip of you.
Let's go.
Keep
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. I'm gonna call the producers and tell them about that.
14 shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Grayson, who did not turn on his body cam until after shooting Massey, explaining the situation to responding officers who ask, "Where's the gun?"
House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's the gun?
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah.
Over fucking
She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water.
Grayson charged with murder.
Stop.
Execute his ass.
Let me handle
execute.
my
He need to be.
Stop.
He need to go ahead.
And she wasn't going at him with no boiling water, from what I can
want you to-
tell.
don't miss this. Don't miss this. He knew he messed up.
Trying to cover his ass.
His partner knew he messed up. Because his partner, now I want you to watch, goes, this is why Biden have to go. This ain't a black issue or white issue. It's a right issue that needs to be addressed. Don't listen to the pimps that's already on the scene. Ben Crump, he's civil. He's money for the people. They need it, okay? All right? And don't listen to Al Sharpton, which will show his head up soon, because he's a pimp, okay? I am sick and tired of these people coming into our community. Yes, our community, because Ben Crump and Al Sharpton is not a part of our community. And I want you to watch this here. I agree, because most of the low information voters do not know that Ben Crump, when you see him, he's the bank. He's the one getting silver. He don't trial no cases. He's not a trial attorney. He's a civil attorney. He's to get money, and they're going to get money. Okay? Don't worry about that. You do not need Ben Crump to do that for you. You can do it yourself with the city. But I want to watch this, is that we be careful who prosecute this bag of rice.
Mm-hmm.
Roll my footage.
Murder.
And David Grayson has pleaded not guilty. He remains in custody and could face life in prison if convicted. David?
Alex Press tonight.
Now, here's what you need to do, people. One thing that we have been blessed with is that everybody is in the media business because we got cameras rolling. There's many sides, angles of this video. This poor baby has been executed.
I'm still stuck on the part that he thought boiling water was a life-threatening thing.
It's not about that. It's not about that.
I'm just saying that's his.
And the cops have tasers. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying, that was an excuse.
Listen, there should not have been a reason why a weapon was even pulled.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying too.
She's the victim.
She called
There's an intruder.
Her house.
There's an intruder.
And they killed her.
Listen, the police officer, if you go good other video, told her, hey, what's that on the stove? Boiling water. She was allegedly cleaning out. It doesn't matter. He told her, we don't want a fire. And when she went over there, she said something about her steaming water. She said, I rebuke you. Now listen, people. Listen, Linda. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Because of the steaming water. And he got frustrated. She called the devil out in here. Rebuke is the spirituality term. Rebuke means to cast out.
Mm-hmm.
I rebuke you. And she used her authority because she tied in the name of Jesus. That demon showed up and came out and he executed her.
Mm-hmm.
That woman went to the floor. My sister, my auntie, my whatever. But y'all so busy sitting around sucking on turkey leg necks and chicken. Okay? This is a wag the dog. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be an uprising.
That sure will. Because
and it's going
in
to
Nashville,
take
they've already
attention.
started trying to do a little bit of that marching.
Joshine.
All this is stirring.
Y'all sister ain't said nothing about this. This is Chris pulled it up whoever put it out. It's this. Now notice, why Joe got to go, he has no clue. Mm-hmm. Harris ain't said nothing. She will use it and ride it. Now, if Joshine can pull up.
I don't want to see that because it's going to piss me off.
No. Some of the stuff I sent him from other sources, how this poor lady, I don't doubt the fact she was probably having some mental crisis, but she did nothing. And listen, do not, America, black, white, and most of, I hate to put it like this, but just so y'all can understand, my white dominant culture friends are coming out against it. Mm-hmm. And some of the Cushites didn't even know it was going on. But it's all over social media. It's on every platform. And this is going to be what distracts us. When this attention, listen, people, listen carefully, and I'm charging y'all. Here's what's going to happen. This is taking too much attention right now off of Harris. Mm-hmm. She's got to come out about this story. Mm-hmm. Stupid Joe, Slow Joe, will be speaking tomorrow night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 7 o'clock Central, to America. He ain't gonna make sense. But you need to understand, we need somebody in office as president to really understand law and order.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep this book. I use it about 4:30, a couple of times in the morning during the week. Pray for our nation. What I think it's in Psalms 75. When a nation forget God, and I think it talks about, see, you have to understand whether you like it or not, to become, it's a spiritual thing, because the Bible says God pull one up, pull one down. Promotion doesn't come from the north, south, east, or west. It is God who does. That's Psalm 75. We are in a spiritual cycle mixed with a political cycle. It has always been the case in the religious world.
There's a lot of confusion.
It was Christians, it was politicians, it was the Sanhedrin Council that crucified Jesus, an innocent man. Pilate said, I don't want to have no dealings with this man. What I'm trying to say, people, we are in a tough spot. All this is going to be a mixing bowl. You got a woman nominated to be president, you got Slow Joe, and you got Trump, and now you have this radical public display of execution. We can't go to sleep. Not on this one.
No.
This one I'm going to fuss and fight about. Chris, I'm thankful to be a guest on your show. Of course, the reason I just say that about in the trenches, because I'm on there every week, Friday nights at 7 o'clock. Y'all need to come join us, because we're going in this Friday. And let me tell you something. By the time we get there, listen to me, Chris, say this, we're going to be in a worse position. I'm going to tell you that. Because Slow Joe going to speak, it's going to trip. Now, I'm going to be monitoring. I'm going to be monitoring like I do all media sources. Thank you, Spontaneous. Yes, we're in the spiritual battle. And here's what I'm going to be monitoring. This man is on his way out. They're going to prop him up and hold him and make sure he talk about this. Harris will begin to talk about it. It's going to create something. The Bible says, arm yourself likewise. Listen what I'm saying to you. This is a spiritual thing, like she just said. Now, see, this is why Joe must go and must step down, and Harris must not be elected. This ain't a black thing. And Chris, I charge you, because you're the youngest among us, go find the other videos showing the injustice was done to this lady in her own house. This ain't new. The Bible said your enemies are going to be of your own house. It's going to be the people you invite in. She invited the devil in her house to help her get another devil out. Come on.
And he right about it.
I know we have to
go. Yeah, we're going to have to probably dive even more into them, because that one's going to be steaming hot. So with that said, go ahead and tell what you got coming up in the future, and also where they can find Jessamine Baker as we close things out.
If you can do anything for me, if Joshing can put it up, and I think you have some the website to help us do what we do. Go in. We have some T-shirts and caps and Baker collection. We got In the Trench. Can y'all see the cook way up yonder? Going up to yonder. Now I know y'all gonna leave me tonight, but I have to be on the East Coast time on a phone call at not East Coast, the West Coast, but In the Trenches called. T-shirts, and listen, just to help us do what we do. And Chris is where y'all got the links. Listen, people, quit watching us and using our stuff on other shows, and at least give us an offering in the church. No, seriously, go in there. Jashim.
Yeah.
And I
does
believe
some
Jasim
very-
is sharing it
some
on his
very-
platform.
yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you go to his, because he's streaming on your Facebook and YouTube as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I didn't know
all
that.
the supporters, yeah, just go ahead and put the link in the comments so they can see directly from that as well, so they can click it, and that make it a lot more easier instead of me just posting the stream, and they can just click it easy and just go straight to it.
Chris.
But yeah, most definitely support both of our platforms, especially mine and In the Trenches, because we both need that support to get the word going, because the people is what make this show going. And it's a lot of times not going to be free. You need to contribute. Just like you can have millions for this campaign and it ain't really do nothing to your neighborhood. I mean, come on. You can,
and we can't get $20. It ain't, listen.
But you can't get $20, but they can raise
Jashim,
1.5 million by the
Chris,
females and
and
$81 million
you
by
ain't
the
paying
whole
no
group of
condos.
folks.
They ain't gonna
It's
do
so
nothing
we
but
can
talk
do
and
what we
sit
do,
down.
people. It's sad. I'll say this without talking to time. Wake up, America, because you're dying.
Yeah. And by the time you realize it, guess what? It's too late.
Watch this week and weeks to come.
I believe.
You're gonna keep it
I
going.
believe it. Well, you already heard from Baker. And as Chris said, this is your boy, you know who, you know what. And from In the Trenches, and you know we're about real and raw discussion. Check us out. It's in the comments. If you're watching this on Chris' YouTube channel as well as In the Trenches, hey, check the comments for getting all the hottest products and things of that nature, especially the Baker's collection of some of them badass quotes that he says. And
do you have
what
any you can show?
No, I don't have a show. I'm gonna have to make sure I send that to Chris. But if you're listening on audio, hey, still check us out. We on every podcast platform. So hey, even on iTunes, Pandora, we're on all of that. So hey, but check us out, give us the support, show us the love. As what Baker and Chris would say, hey, listen, we giving you information, we giving you thought. We try to bring out light that's in you so you stop walking in darkness.
Good job, Chris.
Absolutely.
So you
All right, so make sure you stay subscribed, share with your friends, and if you have anything you want to discuss, hey, don't be afraid to bring it to the topic. Or if you have something you want on your mind and you want to come to this podcast, come on, don't be scared. Come on to the platform as well, because we all welcome, because we all got a voice. Because it's another episode of Street Topics. Make sure that you keep this going, because your voice is what matters. But if you don't say nothing, a closed mouth don't get fed. With
That's
that,
right.
Peace, y'all.
Blessings.
As we close.